recording. All right, welcome back to everyone joining us at home. We are back with the Chronicles of the Folk Band, session number 37, taking place deep down in the maelstrom of the storm giant, whatever that's called, home base, or
headquarters? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently words are escaping me at this point. So last session, the folk band, having arrived finally at the Maelstrom, were met with some old family members and then rudely greeted by Uthor, the betrayer himself. And rather than face off, Nyx was like, nope! And ran straight upstairs, delivering some damning piece of evidence to Queen Serissa. It seems as though Uthor is not very happy about that. I can't imagine why. And a couple of the storm giants seem a little bit confused. A couple seem to be backing Uthor. A couple of words were exchanged between the fire giant emissary and Uthor, which seemed to indicate there was some type of a plan going on there. But unfortunately for Uthor...
A nefarious plot.
Yes, nefarious plot, for sure. And then unfortunately for Uthor, he was thrown to the ground and pinned there, because he apparently can't roll higher than a 4 these days. And that's where he's kind of been languishing. Other than throwing a couple of lightning bolts around, he's just, kind of being held on the ground there.
Can't roll higher than a 4 unless it's my intelligence save.
Yeah, apparently he's wicked smart and just not very strong, which is weird for a storm giant. You would think it was kind of be the opposite. But the dice don't lie, and sometimes the dice love us, and sometimes the dice just want to poop on our party.
They take it away.
We are still in combat here, although not all the players here are actually combative. But I believe we're gonna jump right into combat here, and we left off last time. It was Mr. Zwasos' turn, and we'll give just a second here. I think you may have already done any strategizing you want to, but any other questions, clarifications, strategizing?
Help me!
I'm in.
I think we're all set.
All right.
I'm trying to remember what I did. All I see is that I'm trapped between the fire giant, the queen, and fucking Uthor, and I'm like...
So you are trapped. The queen is down south. The one that you're trapped between is...
Sorry, the queen's sister. One of the queen's
Yes,
sisters.
yes. Presumably one of the sisters.
Cool. Well, I'm
1v10 down here. Just putting that out there.
Yeah. Well, no, some of those are on our team. Some of those are the hill giants that came with us.
Yes. The stone giants.
I am going to cash in 4 sorcery points to twin a casting of Raltham Psychic Glance.
What?
And I will be targeting this frost giant this storm giant in front of me, and Uthor, which I can do without line of sight because I know his name.
That's right.
So, ta-da!
Ooh, which ones? One of them was scraggly. Oh, it was Uthor that failed. Wow, a 19 is a fail these days. Oh, that's right. You're like...
Yeah.
Your DC is like 87 these days.
But the fucking guy in front of me rolled a fucking 17. Why did he have to roll a 17? Why couldn't he have rolled literally any number lower than that?
He is wicked smart. All right, and I think because Mr. Uthor failed, I think there's a little status thing to stick on him too. Is that right?
Yep, there absolutely is a little status thing to stick on him.
Should have been smart.
Oh no, wait. Sorry, this one. So I will untarget the other dude because he did succeed before I put on the effect. What?
Okay, hang on a second. So he... Okay, am I thinking of the wrong thing? Does Rolithans do half damage on a fail?
No, because there were those two versions of it. One of them was from Unearthed Arcana, and the other one was made official.
Okay.
The official one does half damage, but it only does 7d10.
Okay. So
And when I first brought on the spell, you told me I had to pick between the two, so I picked the 10d6.
Yeah, without the half damage. Okay.
Yes, and that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that, but
okay, so he should not have taken damage, and he should not be incapacitated. And it looks like he got both of those.
wait, he got the damage?
He did. I'm not sure why, because it should have untargeted him since he saved. But I can see, he's got that attractively scraggly beard going on there. So we're gonna.
My brother from another mother.
We're gonna take that
Well,
damage.
I wonder if that's why it. When I tried to untarget him, I wonder if maybe it untargeted him
Oh, and you retargeted
after
him.
the damage.
Gotcha.
But I don't know why it would untarget him after the damage. Oh, why is my video frozen? Oh, never mind. Well, that friggin' sucks that he saved, because now I can't, I was gonna incapacitate him and then just kind of float over him.
Yep.
And give him the middle claw on the way over.
Yep. Yeah, he didn't like
But,
that idea.
No, he doesn't, and so now I'm stuck there.
Yeah, so another blast of energy is mostly deflected by this guy, but it hits Uthor right in the old face. Even though he's lying on the ground, he's not doing so hot. I mean, he's a little bit bloody, but I think at this point he's being held on the ground. Is that right? Is he?
Mm-hmm. And he's incapacitated, so he.
Yeah, he can't do shit.
I think
I believe that.
Was it was Ma'am who was holding him down, right?
Oh, that's right, and she got pushed
She got
away,
pushed off.
or
Yes,
pulled away.
that's right. The other one dragged her and pulled her off. But then one of the guards, I think, tried to grab him as well, and I don't remember if they. Yeah, because he does say that he is. It does say that he's grappled. So I think one of the Luxodon guards took over and grappled him in your place.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. So he is still being held down on the ground, incapacitated. So at this point, he's just kind of blubbering. And incapacitated is no actions and... Is that it?
Reactions.
No actions, reactions. But he would be able to move, but he can't because he's being held down on the ground. Okay. All right. So that was your... it was your bonus action to twin it, right? And then your action to cast
No, it was my action to twin it, because...
Is that just part of it? That's just part of the act. Oh,
well, I cast it with my action, and it becomes twinned.
okay. So it doesn't take
because I can't quicken it, because I can only use one meta magic at a time.
Right. Gotcha.
But I can theoretically, you know what? And so I will, just because. Or maybe I won't. No, you know what?
Michael Z's gone.
Oh, yeah, I got disconnected somehow. Anyway, I'll wait for that to come back. I will use my bonus action to turn a 5th level spell slot into sorcery points.
Alright.
And gosh, I'm super tempted to just try and get away from this dude. And you know what? I think I will.
Okay.
I'm gonna float. I'm just gonna kind of increase my altitude to get out of his melee range.
Okay. And he is gonna attack you for doing that.
Yep.
Oh, and he's
You.
just, yeah,
Yes,
You know,
I'll
was,
handle.
He was kind of blinded by the attempted, so while he's kind of like ducking down, then he had a really bad swing.
Yeah,
Big miss.
well, I'll take the one swipe and then the one rock throw rather than the two friggin' attacks per round that he gets melee.
Yeah. Yep.
And that is my turn.
All right, so you are 25 feet into. Okay. All right, and that is your turn. All right, avant-garde leggings. Okay, so he sees you, sending bolts of energy into the room, so he's going to throw another rock at you here. He didn't like that very much. He's going to grab a rock out of his satchel. Oh, that is going to hit. And you see this tiny boulder come flying at you. Thwack. Ooh, that's good damage.
Oh, fuck me.
It's all right. You keep your... Is that bless, right? You still got bless up?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? All right, and... My queen, they are attacking! I think he's going to move up a little bit here. All right. Justin, I think your crinkling is a little close to your mic.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Forgot I wasn't mute.
Let's see. All right, whopping here. What's he gonna do? What is he gonna do? He's got Uthor, but he can see that Uthor is, a little dazed here. But he did see the fire giant starting some shit, so he's gonna take a step up, and he's gonna try to grab the fire giant. The queen says stop, and he's gonna try to grab him. Pretty good. All right. Yeah, fuck you, buddy. And he's got him. Wait, he's got 2 attacks, doesn't he? He sure does. All right, he's gonna grab. He's gonna push him to the ground now. Oh, so close. All right. All right, big boy's prone now too. Look at this. We get a prone. Is it already prone? Nope. And prone. Not looking good for the bad guys. Alright, out of control saunter. Who's this? Who's out of control? Out of control saunter. Okay, he's downstairs. He's being held. He is going to... Who's he being held by? Oh, he's not being held. That's right. He just can't move around, this guy. So he is going to try to push this guy out of his way. Get out of the way! Out of the way, Peck. Oh, there we go. He manages to get him out of the way. Alright. And now he's going to try to run, but... Valgusk is like, nope. You've tried this before, but... Oh, that's not going to work out. Okay, yep. Alright, he finally gets free. And he's going to come around. Get out of the way! We must get to the top floor! And that's all he's got. Alright, let's move back to the second level. And we've got... Who's this? Nim, okay. Enough! Stop this! Stop this! And she's gonna try to grab you. Next. A lot of grabby grabbing going on here.
Nice try.
Yeah. Oh, that was close. That was close, but not close enough. This guy's got a dirty thumb, huh? Oh. Ah, jeez. He really doesn't. He doesn't want any of this. He can hear the commotion going on. He's gonna look at Vark. He's gonna look at the storm giant here, and he's gonna kind of like put his hands up. Enough! Enough! We must get upstairs. We must obey the queen. And he is going to disengage here. And then he's going to run up the stairs. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Alright, so he makes his way up the stairs, and we are back to Ma'am's turn. And you are being grappled by this storm giant here.
Yes. And the frost giant there is seeming to be on our side.
Is
that correct?
Or at least not on Uthor's side.
Right.
Yes, he has seemingly been helpful.
Okay. And what about those other two storm giants are also seeming to be loyal to Uthor, correct?
Hard to tell. They've definitely been against the aggressors. And obviously he did pull you away from Uthor. It's hard to tell at this point whether they are on Uthor's side or still confused about what's happening.
Okay. And Fire Giant is prone, but not grappled.
He is.
Uthor is.
Oh. They are both prone and grappled.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
This guy's got Uthor pinned to the ground, and this guy's got the Fire Giant pinned to the ground.
Okay. Think.
I'm gonna stick him in a square here. Proper square.
I think what I'll do is I want to Misty Step.
All right.
Right here.
All right. Poof.
Sorry, I got places to be. And I want to... I'm going to try and grapple Uthor, so he's double grappled.
Awesome. Stop it. Let me go.
And if I just target and click the grapple button, that does everything, right?
Yep. Yep, that'll do the contest. I'm not sure if he can even...
Oh.
25. I don't know how that works, but I'll roll one for him anyway. Okay. So he's able to kind of...
Is that... That's not at disadvantage because of whatever status is on him?
Incapacitated? No.
Okay. That seems like the play here.
20.
All right, come on. That's pretty good.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be, right? It's gotta be fine, right? Yeah, all right. He's double grappled.
All right, great. And I'm gonna say I am grappling with my trunk. I just wrap a trunk like around his leg.
Awesome.
And that is, let me make sure I checked off my spell slot. Yep, that's my turn.
All right. So now it is Uthor's turn. He is incapacitated. He is prone. He's grappled. He's kind of looking at, those who are close enough, you can see his eyes are just like wild. He's just like, ah, fuck me. And you see he kind of, puts his hands up a little bit. Okay, I yield. I don't know what's happening here. This can't be true. But and he looks over at Serissa. My queen, I yield to your judgment.
I think Ma'am is like, since she's down, like, kind of close to him, she's just gonna in his ear whisper, You're so full of shit.
And you see, like, after he says that and you whisper in his ear, he looks up at you, with just, death and daggers in his eyes. You'll pay for this, small one.
Yeah, they keep saying that, but so far, nobody's been able to cash that check.
Not with those 4s you're rolling, buddy. All right, that is going to be his turn. The fire giant's kind of here as well. He's being held down. He doesn't like that. What is happening here? I've done nothing wrong. And he's just going to try to break that grapple. Unhand me. I am a guest here. Cannot grapple while grappled. Oh, that's a break button. My bad. Unhand me, beast. Yeah, fuck you. I think he's got 2 attacks. Yeah, he does, so he's going to try that again. I am a guest. Oh, almost. I am a guest. Release me. Go fuck yourself. All right. So, let's see. That's going to bring us to the top of the round, Nyx. Things are starting to look a little under control here. But, your move. Oh, good. My power's back, apparently.
Yay.
CMP told me my power was out this morning. And now apparently it's back. Nyx, are you there? Did we lose the Nyx?
No, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. I zoned out for a second. Is it my turn? Oh, it's my turn. Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Stop the round. What am I doing?
Yep. So both Uthor and the fire giant are both proned and grappled and being held down. Uthor has indicated that he's willing to accept judgment here. That he's still confused. He doesn't know what's going on here, but like he is indicating that he's willing to stop fighting, which isn't really his choice at this point. But things seem to be kind of coming under control, maybe, perhaps.
Wonderful. I'll just gonna chill here then. And just turn to the queen. Did you finish reading the letter by chance?
I think she did read it over. It's the contract, right, that you gave her?
Yeah, the contract, and then yeah. Nyx is equally as confused as I am right now.
All right, do you want to hold an action in case?
Yeah, I'll
Gets
hold my fist. Just in
You're
case.
also, as Ma'am did, you're also welcome to try to double grapple Fire Giant if you want to do that.
Oh, I don't know. Who's holding Uthor? Is it the two?
Ma'am and this Luxodon are both holding Uthor down, and this Luxodon has the Fire Giant held down and just stopped 2 attempts for him to break free.
Okay, then I'm going to move to so that I'm actually is that advantage?
Well,
Because
you had advantage where you were anyway because of Ma'am.
I thought it was based off of okay, then never mind. Remove that movement back to where it was.
I mean, where you are prevents him from trying to run north. If you.
Okay, yeah, then never mind. Yeah. Let me just. Well, I can prevent it from running if I.
Actually, what I would say is, like, if he moved like one square over, he could escape. So if you wanted to move like here, then you could totally box him in there. All right.
And then I got a grapple, right?
Yes. Yeah. If you want to double grapple him,
Yeah,
with
let's try
advantage, because you're. I think you get advantage on gravel checks for flanking.
I think so. That's why I moved in the first place. Give me one moment.
Man
My
should have had it
screen's taking a
also.
second. Scroll down to grapple. There we go. And I gotta. Oh, those are both bad. Oh, the
Ooh, yeah, he's.
bad.
I'm pretty sure his bonus is higher than that. Yeah, he's got a +7, so he can't. He can't.
Oh,
lose. He
I
can't
cannot
lose that.
grapple target. I can't grapple target because
Because he's two sizes bigger than you. Yeah, sorry. So
That's
we can
alright.
we can retcon that attempt if you want to hold your action for something else.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold my fist because if he moves, I'll just sentinel him instead.
You what? I missed that. I'm sorry.
Sentinel. I'll just sentinel him instead if he moves. So I'm just gonna
Okay.
hold my fist ready over his head, just like.
I totally forgot.
Bop, bop.
You're a sentinel.
Do you want the pop up or are you gonna stop?
Unhand me, I am a guest. You sure, buddy? Whatever you say, pal. All right, let's.
Yeah, so I'm just holding my fist.
Okay. All right. So the other sister's up here. She kind of sees that things look to be a little under control, but she's going to move away. She doesn't look like she's interested in taking part in this. Let's see. All right. Now we have an attractively scraggy. He's kind of being attacked by Zwasos here. He's not real happy about that. And his back is kind of to everything going on back there. So he's going to grab a big old rock out of his pouch and he's going to chuck it at Zwasos here. Because he's just a little out of reach for his sword. Ooh. That would be a hit. I'm pretty sure you can shield.
Shield.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, yes.
All right. Go ahead and throw the effect on in case someone else attacks you. You'll get that +5. There you go. All right. So that is going to miss. Wait a minute. Are there two? Hang on. Why does it feel like I have two Uthors here? Oh, my bad. I did Uthor's turn on the Frost Giant's turn. So, my bad. So the Frost Giant would have moved in a little closer to help out. That would have been his turn. And now it's Uthor's turn. Now Uthor's saying, okay. Like, I don't know what's happening here, but I'm willing to listen to reason.
Well, that's
Mostly.
lucky for Uthor, because if Mam's turn had gone before that, he was getting a warhammer to the face.
All right, so he's got shit to do here. All right, now we are it's bashing time. We've got we're down on the first floor here, and Vark, you are up. You've got a big old storm giant here, who doesn't seem like the storm giant doesn't seem like he's coming after you. He does seem like he's running towards the stairs, and the Luxodon has also disengaged with you and run towards the stairs. And what is your rageful ass gonna do here?
I'm gonna run to the stairs.
All right.
Don't know where the.
Oh, I'm gonna put him in an actual square here.
I go this way. I think.
Yes. All right. So that gets you into the stairwell here. And you do notice
it's all black for me, so I can't see shit.
Oh, because the stairwell's probably not lit. shoot. I mean, there's a little bit of light. I should probably just hang on.
I kind of feel cheated that I'm a
There you go.
bear that doesn't have night vision, dark vision.
You can see now, though, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this whole
I'm
place
gonna keep chasing him.
lit up enough. All right. He's looking back over his shoulder. He's like, "Stop! I said stop!
Nah, bitch, you ain't getting away from me.
Stop! Stop it!" Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20 feet. Yep, that's 30 feet. He looks back. He's all blood. He's got like blood coming down his face. He's like, "I think we're on the same side."
That sucks.
Should have thought of that before you poked the bear.
When the hell did I get polymorphed?
You got polymorphed?
No, I have polymorph for some reason. Pretty
I
sure.
Didn't
Everyone has a polymorph thing on their page, right?
Like I can cast it.
as like an action?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
I'm not gonna complain, but
Why do you have polymorph as bear stuff?
I don't know.
I don't have polymorph on my actions.
Does anybody have the spell polymorph?
Yes.
Okay. So it might be that. So you can't.
Oh, I
apply-
polymorphed him into a Quetzalcoatl.
Oh, that's
at
what it
one
was.
point.
That's right. That's right. Yep. So that's right. So I had to add it to him because you can't. Fantasy Grounds doesn't let you apply polymorph to somebody else.
And that explains why I have the Quetzal at the very top of my
Yes.
action.
That's it.
Got it.
Awesome. Okay.
Beautiful move, by the way. Okay. I just want to make sure I've got all my shit.
He's got a dirty thumb. Okay, he's not gonna die. He's fine. I shouldn't say that. I should not say that. You've got a big angry bear with a whole bunch of attacks.
I just want to make sure I'm still.
Relentless Rage. I don't think you're targeted yet.
Nope. I'm just making sure all my shit's.
I think you've got a couple of those plus 10s though. Let me make sure you don't have. Yep. Let me take the old one off. Okay, you're good.
And we got a swing.
And you're reckless too, right?
I should be.
Okay, yep. I see it on there. I just want to make sure that
Okay.
was intentional.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh boy.
Well,
That's gonna hit.
Oh, this
He's. I mean, they're pretty beefy. Ow. Fuck, you hit like a Mack truck.
doop, doop. Do I have to do reckless again? I can never remember.
Nope, it stays on. I think it stays on for a full round, because then everyone else gets advantage against you. That's gonna hit. Ow! You heard a bone crack on that one.
Give me a 20.
Oh,
Damn it!
gosh. Wait a minute. You don't get.
oh,
Do you get a crit for a 19?
Brutal critical.
From the Great Weapon Master. Is that?
I don't
No.
think that's part of.
No, that's a
Great
different
Weapon
one. What is
Master.
that? Don't you-
No, I know which one you're talking about, though.
Okay, but it's not Great Weapon Master. Okay, so that's still just a regular. I mean, 28. I don't know how regular that is, but it's definitely a hit. Fucking hell. Holy shit.
Boom!
Did get him.
Get fucked!
Oh man, he goes.
Why?
Was that lethal damage?
No. Exceeds by 1 point.
But I mean, are you choosing non-lethal or are you choosing to kill him?
I won't kill him.
It's up to you.
No, because I just needed to get my point across.
Okay. Don't poke the bear. Man, I did not. He had like 100 points left, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
60, 70. What was that? Jeez. 40, 56. Man. So 81 points of damage.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So, like, I mean, just the sound of the sickening crunch as you hit this guy in the head, like, you know, you just hear the sound of his skull cracking, and blood just pours down, and he just drops to the ground. But he looks like he's still breathing.
Yeah, I'm not going to finish him. And that's pretty much all I can do.
Yeah, I think that was your full movement. All right.
Yeah.
Valgusk, he's going to run in here. Stop! Stop this! Let them speak! I think that's all he's got for movement. Well, he's gonna dash and get a little bit closer. Alright, let's see. I think it's, yeah, this guy's getting out of dodge. So it is the Cloud Giant's turn. He doesn't want any part of this shit. He's getting out. I'm just going to take him right out. Whoops. Valgusk. All right, what do we got here? Beautiful leg. Who's got the beautiful leg? Who's beautiful? Oh, he's the beautiful leg. Okay. He's going to hold these guys down. All right, he's staying here. All right, Infected Arms. What's up, Infected Arms? Okay, he sees what's going on here. Enough! Stop this! My queen! Do we stop the invaders? Hold your attacks! Yes, my queen. And you see he looks like he's readying an action against you, ma'am, but he's gonna listen to the queen here. Same for this guy. He's gonna do the same. He's holding Uthor down, and he's turning to look at the queen. My queen, what would you like us to do? And we're going to move to Queen Serissa. So at this point, let's see. Everybody's kind of within range here. So Queen Serissa, you see she's got, she's holding kind of like a staff, and she's going to hold it up, and she's going to bang it on the floor. And she calls out, and the sound of her voice just reverberates through everyone's consciousness. Like clearly there's some type of magic going on here. And she just yells out, "Enough! Everyone stop! Take Uthor to the dungeon. Uthor, no more from you. Keep the peace. I will find out what is happening here. The next person to attack will be killed. Am I understood in the name of the crown?" And you see, like, all the storm giants, especially the ones that, you know, were engaged with Zwasos. You see they immediately stop what they're doing and turn towards the queen and kind of bow their heads. As does the frost giant. You know, the hill giants. You know, she's still kind of, he's got a sack of food over here. He's just kind of watching everything, eating popcorn here. But everyone else just, like, immediately stops. You can see Uthor looks like he's pissed but kind of resigned. The fire giant looks just pissed. Like don't give me orders, bitch. But everyone else seems to just kind of accept that as an order. Unless anybody plans on the folk band side to break that order, I'm going to take us out of combat here.
I think Man probably holds on to Uthor just a moment longer than the other Luxodon.
They're still holding.
And
yeah, they're not letting go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Then,
they're not
then,
letting go,
yeah,
but they're not attacking.
And we'll keep holding until people come to escort him.
Okay. All right.
Zwasos will put his claws, up in a non-threatening manner, as if to say, "Cool, let's go."
I'm good. Okay. All right. So I am going to clear initiative here. And then I'm going to run to the restroom real quick. So you all can talk amongst yourselves here, and then I'll come back and we'll pick up what's going on here. I'll be right back. Oh.
So excited. My league that I run is almost over for this season. And then I get like a month and a half break to not do shit.
That's gonna be nice.
Well, we're at the end of our 4th season. And each season is like 13 weeks long. So it's just feels like it's been going on forever. I'm ready for a break.
Back. Okay. All right. So Queen Serissa indicates for the 2 Luxodon. Take Uthor down to the dungeons. Uthor, We're going to get to the bottom of this. If you are innocent of these charges, you will be freed, but I don't want to see any more resistance from you, or you will prove your guilt to me immediately. And he kind of bows his head. I understand, my queen. You'll have no more resistance from me. And he's still staring daggers right at you, man. Like, he is just not happy. As for you... Shit, what's his name? Firdum. I'll have no more resistance from you. And the fire giant kind of looks up at her. You're not my queen. You can't order me around. Until you accept us as your leaders, that is true. But if you insist on resisting, you will no longer be a guest here, and you will be deported. You'll be forced to leave. And you can take this information back to shit. What's his name? Back to your leader. I ask you to reconsider, though. We do not want war here. If you don't want war, then release me. I've done nothing wrong. I was told these were assassins. I was helping Uthor. I've done nothing wrong. I have not attacked your men. I understand you. It does seem odd, though, that you would help him seeing what's going on. I wish to be released. I shall return back to the Fire Giant stronghold, and I will let my king know of what has happened here. Perhaps...
What?
Perhaps he will bow, perhaps not.
What about the deal you and Uthor were talking about earlier?
What deal? I don't know what you're speaking of.
You said this wasn't part of the deal, Uthor, and then you started attacking us.
You lie. You came in here, I thought you were assassins. That is why I attacked.
Didn't you hear me say that? Didn't you hear it? Didn't you? I like looking around to other people, seeing if they heard it too.
The sister's kind of like shaking her head like, I didn't hear anything. The other giants are not saying anything. The Luxodon are kind of looking back and forth like, I didn't hear that.
No, you definitely did. You said that this wasn't part of the deal, Uthor, while he was attacking me. Now, I understand if other people didn't hear because you're trying to keep it quiet, but you are suspicious. I don't like you right now.
And he kind of looks at you, Nix, and like, he's still down on the ground, but like even laying down, his eyes are just about level with you there. And he's
Yep.
he's staring at you like give me 2 seconds and a free arm and I will just rip you apart. But I don't know of any deal you're talking about. We came here to deal with the storm giants. That is exactly why we are all here, to find out what is the plan and whether or not we're all going to accept storm giant rule anymore. Based on what I've seen here today, nothing has changed.
Oh, there's a lot that's going to change, but we should investigate you first.
Investigate whatever you want. But I was a guest here. Am I a prisoner now, Serissa? And Serissa kind of like, she's got the staff in her arm, but she kind of folds her arms in front of her chest. You are not our prisoner. I do not like what has happened here today, but I do not wish war with the fire giants. If you wish to talk more, you can stay. If you wish to leave, I will not stop you. I wish to leave. I've been treated poorly by your guards. I did nothing wrong here. I shall report back to the Lord what has happened, and he can make a decision. It's not mine to make. Very well. Guards, take Uthor to the dungeon and bring whatever his name is, Feardom. Bring him to the portal and see that he leaves. Yes, my queen. The rest of you, giants, our meeting is adjourned. You may stay if you wish to talk more, or you may return to your lords, and we will set up another meeting. For now, I wish to speak with these small folk about what it is they have brought us here, and you say Hekaton is alive. I have wished for this, but I have no proof. And so you see that the storm giants both kind of look at you, Zwasos, and they both kind of like nod their heads like respectfully, and they kind of step out of your way. At this point, Vark, I imagine you're still like come screaming up the stairs, just kind of hearing the last part of like, okay, things seem to be kind of cool here. And I'll bring you onto the second map. I think I can do that. Alright, that's Zwasos. And the Frost Giant. I will stay if it please you, my queen. We have not yet decided to again follow the Storm Giants, but I am intrigued. We have heard of this folk band. They have honor. I would hear what they have to say. Very well, you may stay. Nim, Miriam, please entertain our guests, those who wish to stay. And so they are, let's see. All right, so we've got the Storm Giants here are going to kind of, well, no, they'll stay over here. The Fire Giant and Uthor are going to be led away. Uthor apparently to the dungeons. And the Fire Giant is going to be led down to the portal and sent back to where he came from. She does call down to the first floor, and everything kind of smooths over down there. The Loxodon and the Stone Giants, they're invited to come up as well. So they're going to sit around up above here as well. Let's see, let's clear some targets. We'll bring the rest of the Storm Giants upstairs. A couple of the Loxodon downstairs perform a little first aid to the one who got his skull crushed in by Vark. So he's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay.
He's welcome.
All right. So Feardom is gonna leave. He's gonna hang out. The Hill Giant looks like he's still just kind of enjoying the show. He's gonna take a seat. He'll sit down again. The Loxodon are all coming up. They too are gonna situate themselves. There we go. Yeah, he's not unconscious anymore. Or prone. Alright. And Uthor is going to find himself in the dungeon, unfortunately for him. Nim and Miriam are going to go back. Let's clear some targets here. Okay. All right. So Nim kind of, not Nim, Serissa kind of indicates to all of the folk band. I wish to speak more about this and hear your story. Please, come with me. Come south into my throne room. We shall speak privately, with just my royal guard. And she is going to head south. And her Luxodon guards are going to follow her down as well. All right. I assume everyone's going to follow?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, I'm just going
Yes, please.
I'm going to bring you all into the room here.
Ooh, I like rooms. It's my favorite kind of place to be in a structure.
I like rooms. And then a couple more Luxodon guards are going to stand by the door here.
Jeez. I'm just realizing how red my dot is. Whew.
You got beat up pretty good.
Down to
Holy
less
cow.
than
Yeah, 20-ish
fifth
health.
of my HP.
Yikes. Yes. Alright, that's everybody, right? We got Zwasos, Vark. Yeah, okay, everybody's down.
Do I want to try and heal while we're not in combat? Or do we think that we're done?
I mean, things seem to be under control here, but, like, nobody would bat an eyelash if, you know, you decided you wanted to heal up a little bit. You know, she, and you know, for her part, you know,
Yeah.
Queen Serissa, you know, kind of indicates, like, you know, I'm sorry for the unpleasantries that have happened here. And she's still got the contract in her hand. I admit I don't know much about these Zentarum, but I do recognize Uthor's handwriting. How did you come into possession of this? Tell me your story.
We raided the Zentarum headquarters.
It's impressive.
Like a boss.
They are a well-known organization.
Yeah,
And the,
yeah, that probably wasn't our smartest decision, but yeah, we took a couple of things to prove what we had suspected.
Desperate times and all that.
Yeah, and then set fire to the rest.
and why? Why have you taken this upon yourselves? I don't understand. We are not your kin. Why does this
Well,
concern you?
Queen Mary was, very kind to the small folk. And then,
She
you know,
was.
King Hekaton, the breaking of the ordinary.
Indeed.
You
Well,
can't
we gotta-
possibly be pretending that you don't see how this has affected the small folk.
I understand.
With all due respect, Queen.
I understand how it affects the small folk. I know that war has broken out all over the land. But there are not other small folk coming. So what drives you? What is your motivation? What do you want?
Peace.
Peace, but there was also one thing that I think we should probably just acknowledge. So, Abendeth, do you know Abendeth? Have you heard of Abendeth?
Ebendeth. I've heard stories from my father, yes.
Okay, well, Abinadab came into a town called Lyland, and we battled him there. Unfortunately, we, missed a giant that was under somebody else's control. And then the breaking of the ordering happened. So we're just trying to right our wrongs, as well as just, minimize as many casualties as possible. Also, we know where your father is.
You know where he is? You said
We're
you
actually,
said he's
yeah.
alive. I have hoped for this, but how do you know this?
Oh, because Abinadab and a Kraken decided to make cahoots and kidnap your father. Sorry.
And a kraken? But why?
We suspect that the Kraken is under some sort of that we aren't powerful enough to break, which is why we're coming to you, because, you're a lot more powerful than us, or we suspect you are.
I mean,
I never said that.
Okay, I'm not speaking for us anymore. It's bad.
where does this information come from? How do you know this? What? Obviously, I have the contract.
We spoke to the Allfather.
You spoke to the Allfather. How did that happen?
We went to the Oracle.
You've been to the Oracle. And she kind of looks at you, ma'am. It makes sense that you would get in. And he has spoken with you. Perhaps my prayers have been answered after all. If what you say is true, we owe you a debt. You say you know where my father is. Where is he? And why can't we find him? Why can we not scry his location? I've been trying, and even if he were dead, we would know where he is, but we do not. How is it that you know and we do not?
I think it has to do with the magic. There's the thing anti-scrying, whatever. I'm not a magic person. And I turn to ma'am.
Protections from divination, that whole thing. We don't know exactly where he is, but we know well enough to go and try and find it.
Then why come here first? Why not save him?
It's a Kraken, and Ebendeth is in cahoots, and Ebendeth is back because we didn't kill the phylactery, so we need.
Ah, yes. Yes,
We would need some help.
my father has told me stories of this Ebendeth. They have fought in the past. I suppose there could be some revenge here. It does make sense. If there's anyone that the Ebendeth would fear, it would be my father. So I suppose he would need help, and a Kraken would certainly be powerful enough to help him. As for Uthor, well, his contract seems to be all I really need to keep him in chains. I'll see what he has to say, but especially from his actions here today, I think perhaps he shall stay right where he is for some time. You have my thanks. What is it that I can provide to help? You say you don't know exactly where my father is, but you must have some idea.
Well, if the Kraken didn't give it away, he's out in the ocean. Off the Sword Coast.
I see. Okay. Well, how can I assist? I cannot leave here. As you see, the giant situation is tenuous at best. And if something were to happen to me, well, Uthor would become king. We can't have that, can we?
No. Perhaps you could spare some extra hand.
I can do that. I can send some guards with you. Is that what you wish? Is that the help that you require?
Mim glances back at the others, like,
Yeah.
That it?
I mean, yeah, any help that we can get with the Kraken and Eben Death is something we could really use.
Indeed. My father can certainly help with Ebendeth. I'm not sure how much help our soldiers can be, but I will send them with you. I'm not sure how much else, or what else. I'm not sure what else I can do for you. Do you have a means of getting to him? Do you have a means to find him? Or a place to start looking? What do you know about where he's being held? Is it in the Kraken's lair? Is he being held there? Do you know where it is?
Do we know any of that? I don't
Eliza,
think we.
We do
Well,
know.
bones, right?
We do know. It's in the whalebones, and then Evidence phylactery is in the mire of deathbed, and then I don't know. I thought we were just calling Salty and being like, "Help us, about."
I mean, we also have the airship.
Oh shit! We have an airship now. We don't need to call Salty. Can it land on the water? Do we have a water airship? Can we land on the water?
It flies. I don't know that it would float, but you could just like hover right on the water. I mean,
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
you have an airship? Interesting.
That was a gift.
A gift, you say? That's quite a gift. You must have other powerful friends.
We've been around. Now, if we are done discussing folk band business,
And Mem glances around. Is there any more folk band specific business to discuss?
Not that I know of.
Mem kind of steps
I'm all
forward.
set.
if we're all done discussing folk band business, I've got something a little more personal I'd like to discuss, Your Highness.
Okay. What would that be?
Why, might I ask, has the ruler, the dignified ruler of the Primogenus clan, been kept in squalor below
Squalor?
your chambers here?
Hold. You are speaking of, Jeshra.
Yes.
He is not held in squalor. He is an honored guest.
She is behind bars. Her clothing is in tatters. She is filthy. Her health is failing.
What? And she looks at the two Luxodon next to her. This is not true, is it? And they both kind of like bow their heads. Yes, my queen. Uthor has been less than kind with her. What? Bring her here! Gently. With all respect, bring her to me, now. Yes, my queen. And you see the two Luxodon immediately go. And it takes a few minutes, but Jeshra is brought up to the throne room as well. And as she enters, you can see Queen Serissa is visibly upset when she sees the condition in which Jeshra appears. Jeshra, and she like the queen like bows her head. I have failed you. I did not know. Apologies are not enough. Your health was my responsibility, and I have failed you. This is unacceptable. I shall make amends immediately. And she calls, Nim, Miram, bring the healers. For everybody. And she looks at you, ma'am. The queen. Again, my apologies they seem a pitiful thing compared to what Jeshra clearly has endured under my rule. I have been told she had sequestered herself away and requested time. Clearly another betrayal of my uncle. I owe you much. Jeshra, please. Come. Sit with me. And Jeshra makes her way over and takes one of the seats. It seems that betrayal is the name of the game with your uncle. It seems it is. What... Do you know anything more than what... And I'm sorry, I have not caught all your names yet. I am Queen Serissa. Well... It seems perhaps I am not truly king if Hekaton lives, but I am the regent here. And your names?
Well, we're the folk band.
Yes, I caught that. Shall I call you folk band, or...?
I am Zwasos.
You don't need
The
to
divine
know
soul.
Zwasos. And I suppose I can call you Angry Bear, then. I'm Neeb. I'm new to the folk band. Lovely castle you have here, yes. Very lovely.
I did my
I
show
want you
on.
to understand how much joy it brings me to hear you do that.
I try.
It's uncanny. Ma'am just says, you can call me ma'am.
Ma'am. And you? Nix?
Sorry, are we introducing ourselves?
Yeah. Cat got your tongue?
Yeah, a little bit. Sorry, I'm Nick. Hello.
Well, I wish our meeting had been under better circumstances. It seems the storm giants owe a debt to the small folk, or specifically to you. I hope we have a chance to pay that debt. We will start first, and she looks over at Jeshra. We will start with better treatment for your people. They have always been honored here. I'm sorry I have allowed this to happen. And Jeshra turns. Well, the past is the past, and if you're willing to make amends, then we can start here. But the return of the king would be first and foremost. I agree. When, and at this point, Nim and Miram enter with a couple of healers, and they'll come and they tend to Jeshra, and bring some, some better clothing. They also go to each one of you and offer a little bit of healing as well. Bring y'all back up to full health here.
These are Luxodon healers?
No, these are Storm Giant healers.
Well, I see you already healed Ma'am, but I think sorry. Ma'am would politely decline.
Okay, I'll put your wounds back. I see. You do not trust us. I see. It's understood. I suppose we have not been fair with you or your kind, as it must appear to you.
First impressions and all.
That's fair. I vow to show you that is not our people. That is not my people. I cannot speak for all of our race, as I'm sure you cannot speak for yours, but though my reign has been short, I wish to reign with respect, not fear and not bludgeoning. My father has always ruled that way, and I wish to take up his mantle, but perhaps we will all have a chance for him to come back. Now, you mentioned the ordning. You know then it was broken, obviously. And you seem to indicate that perhaps you know why. What can you tell me of the breaking of the ordning? Did the Allfather tell you his reasons? Does it have to do with Uthor's betrayal?
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I wrote this down.
Now that perhaps now that his betrayal has come to light, I shall pray to the Allfather. Perhaps he shall hear my prayers and make changes.
It's in a different journal of mine. That's why I'm like, I'm not answering right away. I'm like, oh, where the fuck? When we talked to the Allfather, Allfather explained that I don't think Uthor was the reason the ordering broke, but his betrayal was directly the Allfather. It was like a slight against the Allfather. So the only way that it could be settled is that Uthor gets his comeuppance, essentially, which means like to the, dead. Yeah.
I see. Well, now that his betrayal has been brought to light, we shall have our official judgment of him. But if my father is alive and you can bring him back, I would like for my father to deal with him personally. sounds fitting. And we will hold him here until then. But it sounds like you have your work cut out for you if you shall face a Draco-Lich and a Kraken together. Jeshra, I was going to send my storm giants with them. And she looks at you, ma'am. Would you prefer we send the Royal Guard? Would you trust them more?
Mim's gonna kind of confer with the rest of the folk band.
What do you all think? I'm willing to accept the storm giants accompanying us if that's what you all want.
You're muted,
Michael, you're mute.
I'm trying to remember if we've had in our previous experiences with Ibn Death, if we've noticed if we would have reason to believe that, for example, lightning damage isn't very helpful against him, or not.
He didn't like the storm in the when we activated the storm in the
That's right.
chamber. I don't think that we've seen that he's like resistant to lightning or anything that I can remember.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if, like, I, the player, thought that blue Draco-Liches were resistant to lightning damage. But I don't want to, I don't want to.
Do you have some reason to believe he's a blue Draco-Lich?
Just his appearance.
I just thought he was
So
like black.
I don't know.
I mean,
but,
you've really only ever seen him either possessing someone or as a spirit. You've never really seen him
that
in
makes
his own body. Is that true?
Yeah, because both times we've encountered him, he was possessing another dragon, and we got him out of that dragon.
Yeah.
So then Zwasos would think that that the more kind of elemental kind of abilities of the storm giants would be more useful against, this magical creature than very skilled guards. Not knowing whether or not their weapons are magical or if they have any other abilities outside of that. So I think that's what Zwasos would back.
I think Mam was looking for an excuse just not to take the Luxodon because honestly she thinks it's probably a suicide mission for anyone other than the folk band. So she's going to take that and say,
be happy to accept your storm giant guards if you send them.
Of course, yes. It is settled then. I shall gather my best guards. We will send them with you. You have a airship, obviously. I doubt the airship would hold multiple giants, is that correct?
Oh, most certainly not.
No.
Very well. But
We have to come up with some kind of other transportation for them.
yes. I can, depending on how close, I can provide them with means of flight. They can stay with you. It is not... It is limited, but at least for a day or two, they should be able to keep up with you. Depending on how fast, obviously, your airship is. But I can provide that at the very least. They can stay close. At least close, and maybe catch up while you rest. It might be... Obviously, your airship will not be able to reach you here. We are some distance underneath the sea here. But if they can meet you... you said Hekaton is being held close to whalebones? I can get you to those islands quickly if your airship can meet you there.
I think we could arrange that.
Okay. Do you have a means of contacting them? Can you see how long it would take them to get there?
Yeah, give me a moment. And I believe I have sending prepared. Yes. So I'm going to cast sending. Very deliberately not put the copper wire in her mouth. And send to one of the druids. Basically just going after Hekaton. Meet us in the whalebones. ETA? Question mark. If I can add punctuation or inflection.
Okay. All right. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay. I fully admit, as DM, I have forgotten exactly where the airship should be, or where they were last going to meet you. Anybody else have any idea?
I thought we left them in deep
Waterdeep.
Waterdeep, yeah.
I remember that was the last place they landed. I couldn't remember whether or not you had asked them to come meet you near Loudwater.
Actually,
I think that's the last place you...
We've only gone places.
You were in Waterdeep when you got attacked by the Zentarum, and then you went to
And we
Loudwater next. So that would be the only other place you would have asked them to come meet you, and I don't specifically remember if you asked them to come that way. So I
don't think we did, because I
Okay.
think our plan was to go to Loudwater and then teleportation circle back to Waterdeep, then take the airship to Whalebones.
Okay.
At least that sounds like something we would do.
I'm fine with that unless anyone feels differently. We can say that they just kind of been hanging out near Waterdeep this whole time, because that's fairly close to, 210 miles. But
Yeah, I don't think we would have had any intention of having them come meet us in Loudwater, where we have
yeah, I don't
Harper
think so either.
teleportation circles.
Exactly, yep. Okay. So yeah, you get a message back from, whichever druid you had reached out to. Still in Waterdeep, know where whalebones are, can be there 5-ish hours.
Great.
Speaking of which, well, it's certainly not 8 a.m. Although this all did happen pretty fast. I'd say, wow. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this whole thing took 2 hours. Probably an hour and a half of that was just talking through all this
all this
jazz.
stuff since we got into a thing.
Correct.
Oh, well, we had the period where we were looking around and we talked to Jeshra and stuff like
Oh,
that
that's
before
right. Yeah,
Uthor showed up.
yeah. That eats up a little bit of time too. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so they can meet you there same day, and Queen Serissa says, we can get you to Whalebones. It will take probably an hour or two to get our rocks there as well for our giants to be able to fly along with you. Do you want to go today? Do you want time to rest? What would be best for you?
Certainly, at least a rest is something that Zwasos would be interested in. I used up a lot of spell slots, so so many successful intelligence saves. What the shit?
Except for Uthor, who's got his ass whipped.
Well, yeah, the one time, but he saved the other time.
He's already down and pretty
right.
much out, and then little loopy. He's got stars around his head still.
So yeah, at least a rest is something that Zwasos would be interested in. And, I, the player, would also be interested in trying to go see if my magic item that the orders found for me is fucking still there.
Okay.
Because Nick, did I get that notice before we went to the Feywild?
You got that note. No, it was after, because you got that note in Gauntlgrim.
Okay. Do I have any way of knowing how old the note was? Like, it had been waiting for me a long time? Because I just...
let's see.
I made the request of the order before we went to Feywild.
Yes. Leave everyone on their way to Gauntlgrim. When... Let's see. I think it's been exactly a 10-day since you received the note.
Does it have a date on it or anything?
No, because if you remember, Gauntlgrim is not... Like, Brunor doesn't approve of factions, so it all had to be on the down low. So it was really just kind of a note saying, hey, one of our people has the item, but we haven't been able to reach him. So about a 10-day.
So it's been a 10-day at least.
Yep.
And so who knows what's up with this dude?
Sure.
And I mean...
Yep. And I mean, you were closest when you were at Loudwater. She basically... So she'll stop with the whole mysterious thing here and say that, from the teleportation circle, she can basically send you anywhere she wants. She can send you to the Whalebones. She can send you somewhere else. But if she sends you somewhere else, you'll have to get to the Whalebones yourselves.
Or back there. Oh, we can't get back there without
a constant teleportation. Right.
Boo.
Yep.
Could we get back to the Hill Giants and ask them to bring us again?
The Stone Giants, yeah.
The Stone Giants, that's what I meant, yes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you want to go to where your thing is, again, it's pretty close to where the Stone Giants are. She can send you close. She could send you to Zelbros or Loudwater, or she doesn't know that town that you're speaking of, so she can't send you directly there. But she's aware of kind of the towns around there. She can send you to one of those, and then you can go back to the Stone Giants to get here, and then she could send you to the Whalebones.
I mean, I still feel weird about, diverting our whole main kind of objective for my own stuff.
There's a couple of other
Zwasos is on the fence about
quests.
it because he's like, I could be most effective if I get this thing. But,
And there's a couple of other side quests.
But is it worth...
If you want to, if you all want to do side, I will say that once the main quest is over, like, are you going to go do side quests after everything's said and done?
I mean, if we think about it, the main concern we had in getting here was to stop the raiding and all that shit going on.
Yeah, to essentially, hopefully achieve a ceasefire in the giant war.
Which it seems like, I don't think we specifically had that conversation, but it seems like that might, do we get that impression that,
I would say yes. You get the impression that the frost giants, the cloud giants, and the hill giants, and definitely the stone giants, are all kind of open to the storm giants still kind of ruling, even without the ordning. You did kind of get the impression that the fire giants are going to be dicks and kind of hold out unless their god tells them knock it off.
Sure.
So
they were already kind of being dicks.
Exactly.
Yeah. So again, this brings up timing as an issue. The longer we take to reinstitute the ordning, the more, people are going to suffer.
Right, that's why I thought we were gonna get settled and go to.
But that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, is I think the immediate danger of suffering is subsided.
Well, if the fire giants are going to keep going, then that...
We already foiled the fire giant's main thing.
Yep.
We did?
You did find.
Yeah,
You did hear that there are still raiding for pieces of the Vonendod. They didn't stop, but as far as you're aware, their main way of actually putting the Vonendod back together has been thwarted. You don't know if they have another plan. Obviously they seem to think something's still a possibility because they still keep going after these pieces. But
yeah, so if we have reason to believe that a few days longer in this months-long ordeal is not going to be the difference in lives lost, then Zwasos would definitely want to do everything he can to buff himself as much as possible before we try and go up against Even Death again. So if that's the situation that we are in currently, if we're in a weird kind of Skyrim Pokemon thing where the dude will just be I'll wait for you here until you're ready, then I'm then I would very much like to go and go to Zelbros and try and figure shit out.
Yeah.
And it sounds to me because it took us.
Yeah.
Because we only need to get from Zelbros to the place where the guy is because there's a teleportation circle in Zelbros. Yes.
Is there?
I don't know. I tried finding the map and
I know there's a teleport. Here's the map that has
this stuff on it.
Yeah. So Loudwater 100% has a teleportation circle.
Okay.
I actually don't remember where
and my dude is here, right? Do I remember that right?
Here. It's right here.
Okay.
Yep.
So looks like it's pretty equidistant between Zelbros and Loudwater. So if we know we can get to Loudwater, and we're looking at 45 miles from Loudwater, that's a day's travel.
And you do have the Platyballs. That's.
Oh, that's true. So that's a half a day's travel.
Quick overland option with some.
So if we could get to Loudwater, because it's morning.
It will be morning. Yeah, I'm assuming you're all interested in spending the night.
Yeah.
Here. We're still kind of.
Well, yeah. So because if we rest and then we go to Loudwater, theoretically we could be back to Loudwater by night by the time that it's early enough that we're not going to start worrying about exhaustion because we haven't rested yet. And worst case scenario, if we did need to get to somewhere quicker, we could use Ma'am could cast teleportation circle where we are assuming that she had the spell slot for it. Justin, is that right?
Yeah.
Is that a ritual?
I mean, okay, let me go ahead and ask this plainly. Is the group willing to go with me and do this?
Here's my thought.
Yep, hit me.
Not to get too meta, but I feel like Nick has a couple times given us you've got side quests, so you're really gonna go, like, I think that we are at the most realistic point that, like, it makes sense for us to do some of those things. It seems like the immediate danger of giants destroying all the cities is subsided. And I will say selfishly, Ma'am also has a personal quest that she would like to complete. And I think in this moment, seeing the treatment of Jeshra, she is even more motivated to do that. So, I mean, I certainly have a selfish reason for saying, yeah, let's go do all the side quests. But I think this is the most narrative and, like, both, like, in-game and out-of-game, it makes the most sense to me to do those things right now.
This is the point where it's most sensible for us to be like, okay, let's prepare for this big final battle now.
This feels like the point in the video game where it says, if you agree to go to the whalebone, there's no turning back. Like,
right.
So, yeah.
And inevitably, the point that I go back and do all the side quests and then get bored of the game because I've played it for way too long. But that wouldn't happen here. That's not the folk band.
Yeah, it's only been 4 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's amazing.
Okay, then.
For my part,
so I guess
you're always welcome to go do whatever quest you want. This seems like a good opportunity for me to officially apologize for steering you away from the Ebendeth thing. I know I kind of indicated final boss type thing, but this whole thing is fluid. This goes the way you want. If you were to fight Ebendeth today, then obviously he would not be the final boss because the campaign rolls on. So, I don't want to steer you in any specific direction, and I apologize for steering you away from a direction you were headed at the time. So I do apologize for that. I'm not sorry that I'm not sorry that I indicated it would be more than a simple stop on your quest list, because it is, yeah.
Because it's not. It's a significant one.
It's significant. That's fair. That's a fair way to say it. I didn't want you all to believe that was the final boss of the game. And I feel like I may have come across that way. So, if you fight him last, he'll be the final boss. If you fight him first, there'll be a different final boss. And who knows? Honestly, we could keep this campaign going for another few years, and I'll find a different final boss for you to fight.
Okay, cool. That's great. I mean, so it was my understanding that of this campaign that we're running, which is kind of centered around this, war with the giants that brewed up while we were in the Feywild.
Exactly. Yep.
It's my understanding that Ebendeth is the guy.
He's definitely
for this.
Yeah, I mean,
he's the guy who's holding, the king. He's the guy who's made some kind of a deal with the Kraken somehow, because they're all buddies. Because they're all like, "Hey, I'm super huge and evil. I'm super huge and evil too. You want to fuck shit up? Yeah, all right, cool." Right.
At this point, he's the clear antagonist of the bullshit that's going on. I think that's fairly clear to everybody. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's the only antagonist, or that if you kill him, that it won't be something else that's going on.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure there'll be something else, but we gotta
exactly. I don't want to steer you away from whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah, it sounds like for Zwasos's goal, although while his kind of means to get there are not always in line, Zwasos's ultimate goal is peace.
Right.
but in a maybe minuscule version of an Ultron way, where you just fucking level anything and then there's peace.
Right.
So, but like for Zwasos, like, and like I've mentioned before, how Zwasos feels like this personal kind of responsibility because we disappeared to the Feywild, not realizing we were going to be gone for months, and while we were gone, this giant war erupted that we weren't here to do anything about. And so now, like, there's like the opposite of peace all across the fucking country, fucking continent, whatever,
Right.
that Zwasos feels this kind of responsibility for. But Zwasos also wants to be able to fuck shit up. So, like, I'm trying to balance those things out. Justin, the side quest that is important to Ma'am, where is that?
It's
Dragon Doom.
yeah.
It's next to Everland.
Yes. That's right.
So there's
next to
also
who?
a teleportation circle right next to that place as well.
Yeah. So
So
that's
then-
also relatively easy to get to, theoretically.
So, how long would it take, for example, like, so if we were to go to Loudwater and Platabelle over here, the airship cannot run overnight.
Correct. They have to
So we would need for them to. How long would it take for the airship to meet us wherever? Like, Justin, let me ask you this. So, I'm looking at the map, and I've only got the one side. I've only got the north.
Oh, I'll share the other side here.
Okay, so this is Sword Coast. Let me see if I can't figure out a way to get these to line up in a way that makes them look like something relatively close to a cohesive unit.
It is a bit tough to get them to match up perfectly, but
Yeah. Is there not a single image?
there. Let me see. I've got another big map, but it doesn't have. Yeah, this one's fucking huge. But this one has a lot of. It doesn't have the same like cities listed, and it doesn't have the hex grid, so it wouldn't be accurate from a pointer perspective.
Okay.
What's like?
I
What
think
do
I
you?
might.
I can answer any
I'm
questions
just-
as far as like how.
Okay, so here's what I'm wondering is like, regardless of whether we're gonna mentally understand that we have time to do side quests, like, theoretically our goal is still to get this done, so we want to be as quick as we can if we're going to try and do this other stuff. So I'm wondering if it makes sense, like, where, because my thought is that if we were to teleport to Loudwater, take the Platabelles to my thing, and get my thing,
Yeah, that's the same.
could we
day.
then? Yeah, that's a same day thing.
Well,
could we
same day
then-
get there, assuming that you can find this guy and.
Yeah, exactly. Can we then teleport to someplace if Justin's place is farther from a teleportation circle than my thing,
It's closer.
could we have the airship meet us at a teleportation circle in order to speed up our ability to get to said thing and have the airship available to us to?
Yeah, I got AFK for a second. Oh, I've just got home.
Okay.
Because the airship is super duper useful, but the problem is that, like, we have teleportation circles, so we use those sometimes, and then we separate ourselves from it.
Yep.
I think
So,
Ma'am's thing is pretty close to a teleportation circle.
okay. So then, do we not even want to bother moving the airship? And that's all I was thinking of. I'm sorry, I've taken up too much of our time worrying about this. Then let's do that. So the question remains: so we have no, like, it's not like it's going to be more or less efficient to go to either of our things first. And since Zwasos is just trying to, like, prepare for a particularly difficult battle, I would think that narratively, as from a character motivation standpoint, that Ma'am's thing would be higher priority because it's got like personal stuff behind it. So we should probably move on to that. Like you could, like Ma'am could. I could imagine a world where Ma'am would say to the folk band, "Listen, I know we want to get this done, but we've kind of gotten things settled for some time, and there's some personal business I have to take care of before I go and potentially meet certain death with against a Dracolich and a Kraken." Not to make character decisions for you, but
no, that is a pretty fair. That's a very good point of how Ma'am would probably rationalize the situation. Especially, like I said, I mean, after seeing how Jeshra has been treated and all of that, she definitely is feeling more motivation anyways. But I think as confident as Ma'am is and puts off, she would probably be considering that this could be a suicide mission for her as well, and would probably want to get it done. But I don't know that she would necessarily, because I think Zwasos was probably the asking about his quest first, and I don't think that Ma'am would necessarily feel like hers needs to take priority there.
Oh, okay. So Ma'am's quest isn't on... I don't remember the specifics of your quest, so I don't know if it's on a timetable or something.
Not
or like,
super
or if it's like similar to like, someone is suffering somewhere, and the quicker we get there, the sooner we put an end to that. Whereas, I mean, I guess the contact that I'm going to go meet could potentially be in some kind of trouble because they haven't heard from him. Last I knew.
Yeah, I think Ma'am is fine. Her quest going second, but also
okay.
I don't know if Eliza has weighed in with her opinion on all of
yeah,
that.
that's true. I don't know if Eliza's got. I don't know if Nyx has personal stuff that they want dealt with.
I honestly don't remember. I think Nyx is just wanting to get King Hekaton out of the situation that he's in. But if this is I would definitely support Ma'am seeing the conditions that Lexodon are in right now.
So, I mean, there are no wrong answers. Do I understand that to mean that Nyx might have an objection to us going off to just find Zwasos' magic item?
Nyx doesn't really understand magic, but if Zwasos explains it, which you have, about, like, being stronger, they would probably not want to waste any time, so being as efficient as possible and as quick as possible with these side quests, yeah, we could do it. I think Nyx just wants to... I think Nyx is just wanting to make sure that the Hekaton isn't any further drained than what he is right now, being with Kraken and Ebondeath looming over us, since we don't have any protection to stop scrying like they do. So.
Okay. I mean, I've got my amulet that I've been wearing, so at least... And I'm the one that they're after, right? Or something like that? I can't remember the specifics of that.
I don't remember either. My other notebook is somewhere and I can't find it right now. Yeah, if we want to do the side quest, fine, but I want to do something. So if we could make a decision on what we're doing first.
Fair enough. Okay, then yeah. Let's go do my thing then. I said so.
Yeah.
Executive decision. Foot's down.
Also, I mean, more side quests means possibly leveling up, which is always fun.
This is very true. Yep.
Again, video game logic.
Yep.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, then I guess we can't rest now because it's morning. so we'd have to like chill out for the day. Justin, do you could ma'am you do cast ascending to Alikik, who is the person who recruited me into the order, and ask if they have heard from this contact since they sent me that note?
Has man met Alikik?
Yeah, she was there at the ball, at the gala they had for us after we
Okay.
saved Lila.
Then yeah.
Then yeah, so like something along the lines of, have you heard? I can't remember the dude's name. I got my note in my inventory though, so I can find out because I'm like cool and everything.
What's the question?
We found the item you need. Darren Marquis, a retired general of the Order, said he had one in his collection for you, but now we can't contact him. Last we knew, he lived in a large farmhouse on the river in the village called Riverton, on the edge of the high moor just south of Zelbros and Loudwater.
What is that?
So
where are you reading from?
that's the note that they sent me.
And where is that note? Is that like...
It's in my inventory.
Ah, that's what I was looking for. Thank you. I've been looking for that. I thought it was an actual note. I forgot it was an item. I forgot I made it as an item. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, where is it?
It just says note.
Why do I not see it in your inventory? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh, because...
Thank you. I see it now. Okay.
Yay. So I guess Zwasos would ask ma'am to contact Alikik and ask if the Order has heard from Darren Marquis since they sent me the note, or if they have any more information for us before we head to him.
Ma'am would ask just that, pending.
Okay. It actually, so you send that note off, or you send that message out, and you're surprised that it takes maybe 5 or 10 minutes before you get a response. And then you get a response back from Alikik saying, checked in with the Order, no response from Darren yet, no reason to believe anything untoward, but please check on him if you can.
I mean, cool. So yeah, that's encouraging, because when they said in their original note, but they've been unable to reach him, that to me sounded like the implication was that there was something to worry about. So if they don't think there's anything to worry about, then cool. Let's chill out for the day. We'll play cards with the Giants, and I will take all their money, and then with my very good bluff face, and then we'll we'll go to bed. I assume they have some place for us to stay, and then we'll make our way to, and then we'll go to Loudwater in the morning and Platabelle to Riverton, and then we'll do some shit up.
All right, awesome. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick, and then we'll, if there's anything more you all want to talk about or decide, or if there's anything you want to do in the day between now and leaving Loudwater, let me know.
Justin, I didn't know if if ma'am might have, with her connection to giant lineage, this is obviously a very, important part to giant culture. I didn't know if there was something you'd want to see or look at or check into or learn.
I think this is a difficult one for ma'am. Obviously, with seeing this treatment of Jeshra, it's really kind of rocked her perception of the storm giants. So I don't know. I think Mam's not in a good mood. I don't think Mam's here to be looking around.
So Bam's probably just gonna do spellbook stuff.
I think Mam's probably just gonna do spellbook stuff.
That sounds like the kind of thing Mam would do. Distract herself with work.
Although I think appropriately, I'm partway through copying a lightning spell. So maybe she will walk around just for flavor, seeing some of their magical stuff as she puts the finishing touches on spell.
I love it. I'm not sure what this means because I'm just looking at my inventory because it happens to be up. I have an alchemy jug, but it's and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to. Was I just holding on to it until we met Neeb? And was I supposed to take it out of my inventory?
That sounds
Or do
like
I?
maybe...
Because I know we have two of them. Because we had one originally, and we got another one specifically because we were like, maybe we'll run into somebody who might need water on occasion.
Yeah, I feel like that was... maybe...
Like, does anybody
No.
else have an alchemy jug in their inventory? Because if not, then the other one's with Neve, and that means that this is the other one that we have on us. And I don't know. I can't think of any reason for Zwasos to have it on him specifically, but I also can't think of any reason for him not.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever. I was just trying to make conversation.
I don't think I have...
I don't remember Cryovane offering us some kind of deal to join up with. Was that?
No, I play very loosey with the campaign information. I don't always follow campaigns to the letter. So no, I don't believe Cryovane offered any type of allegiance with you all. And I don't remember if that was part of the campaign or if...
Oh, are you asking that because of my group?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's absolutely not part of the campaign.
Okay.
It was one of the players was a warlock and his patron was a dragon, so he had a reason to want to go and talk to the dragon, but then I tried to do I thought it would be poetic because we'd left off rescuing Big Al, and then which was where we met Garg, right? Initially?
No, we met Garg at the shrine, which is where we went because the were-rats were in the mine, which was connected to Big Al.
That's right.
In my head, we had met Garg at Big Al, and I needed a way. I was just like, all right, you guys are level up to level 5. We're just going straight to the end of the campaign. It's our last section. And so it's like, okay, I'm going to give them, they'll go down to Big Al, and there'll be an orc there who's going to give them all the information and lead them there. Well, of course, they want to this one player wants to kill the orc, and so I think he was kind of just mad that the rest of the party was against him anyway, so he said, screw this, I'm going to go side with the dragon. And he rolled a really good persuasion check, and I said, okay, the dragon's going to side with him until everybody else is dead, and then kill him. And then there was just the perfect moment that everybody was down, they were fighting in a doorway, I rolled to get the dragon's breath weapon back, we were past the time we were supposed to end, and I said, hits everybody with the breath attack and everybody's dead. And that was it.
That does sound pretty awesome, though.
I mean, they all left laughing, so I feel like that was
That's pretty awesome.
the best thing. Rather than ending with the players actually killing each other and all that, it's well, you mostly killed each other, and then it was just the dragon, and nobody wins.
I loved your and Cryovane is 5 ice statues richer.
Yeah.
Yes, that was awesome. Great.
And I just want to point this out. When we finish this, I definitely want to fight everyone.
Well, one of the things that you all have never participated in was there is the arena games that happen in Waterdeep on, what is it, first day? Like every first day? Which is basically like the folk band would face off against another adventuring party. Like gladiator style gaming.
Oh, that would be fun.
That just doesn't sound fair, though.
Well,
Like,
Sure.
let's be honest.
very true.
Well, I mean, depending.
I'll have to get my Thursday
There's a-
group together to fight you.
There's an unofficial like fighter subclass called Brute, and like it's like at level 3 you get to add a D4 to all your damage rolls. The end. And then I think I think at level 7 you get to add a D6 to all your saving throws.
Wow.
So yeah,
Can't imagine why it's not official.
Yeah, really. Although with the
well,
power,
I mean,
power creep of
monks
some other
are
classes.
official, and what level do monks have to be before they become proficient in all saving throws?
Like
Oh yeah.
15.
post 10.
It's definitely
Has Nick
post
gotten
10.
that yet?
All right, let's get rid of some. Let's clear some peeps from the combat tracker here. There's a lot of peeps in the combat tracker.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, level 14. So yeah, Liza's got it. Diamond Soul. Oh my god. Beginning at 14th level, your Mastery of Key grants you proficiency in all saving throws. Additionally, when you make a saving throw and fail, you can spend 1 key point to re-roll it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Holy cow.
Holy crap, I don't think anybody did.
I guess adding a D6 to all your saving throws actually isn't.
That's not
It's
that
a
broken.
less. It's actually less powerful than a paladin's aura, which they get at around the same time. Because I mean,
Yeah.
you got a
Yeah,
plus
fixed,
four
right?
to charisma at that point, maybe +3/+4, and
Yeah.
basically averaging out to the D6, and that goes to everyone around you. So I guess it's
Well,
not
within 10 feet anyway.
right. But like,
At first, and then was it 10th level that it expands to 30?
Oh, it's like 17th or something like that. It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
I think it's 17th or 18th.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. All your auras move from 10 to 30 feet. Your non-frightened aura, I think, is the same thing. I'm playing a paladin
Yeah.
right now on Thursdays.
Yeah.
My Hexadin.
Ooh. I'm doing
Yeah,
a sword
18
again
aura
in my
is-
other
Ooh,
in my other game.
Whew.
Very fun.
I gotta tell you.
Sorry, are we just
Alright,
just
yep.
chilling
There
right
you go.
now? Or?
Okay.
Yes, let's go. Let's
All right.
kill stuff.
Yeah, we spent enough time talking. Let's cut some shoe leather here. All right, so let's do a long rest for everybody. All right, so you have a good time with the giants. Mammy get some quality time with Jeshra and your friends. Vark arm wrestles with giants, and they're all pissed that he beats them. And you make your way to Loudwater. That's a ritual, right? You can cast the teleportation circle as a ritual. Is that right? That doesn't cost you
No.
spell. Oh, you can't?
No.
Okay. All right, never mind. All right. Yep. So you make your way to Loudwater. You meet the dwarf guy that's there, whose name
Was this-
I will never remember.
Was this all same day, or were we sticking around the Maelstrom long enough to
Long rest.
long rest?
That was my. I thought you all long rested at the Maelstrom, and then you're heading to Loudwater
Okay.
the next day. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my
I hope
understanding
so, because
also.
I just long rested you.
Roughly
Yay.
in that time, like how many hours would that have been for? Man probably would have
Oh,
spent a
geez.
bunch of time
Yeah,
spell
you
booking.
had a ton of time. I'd say a solid 8 hours.
20.
Nice.
Yeah, because you have to sleep. That's how you get your. But
Yeah.
it was like 11 a.m. when you were finished with what you were doing. So, doodly 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 doo.
So,
We move
10 hours of spellbook stuff.
Move to.
And then-
yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
And
Maelstrom.
so we are going to have to get back to the stone giants to get back to the
teleport to the
maelstrom.
maelstrom. Unless you want to teleport to Waterdeep instead and just jump on the airship from there and go to the whalebones. Like, you don't have to go back.
You
to
know
the
what?
Maelstrom.
That might be the easiest. Yeah, just plan to meet in the whalebones
'Cause
with
then
the
you
giant.
can just teleport right from Riverton. You don't have to head back.
Yeah.
To,
Yeah, because
To
Serissa
Waterdeep.
said that she could teleport us straight to the whalebones, correct?
yeah.
Hmm,
She
but-
could, but you could also just take the air because the airship has to go to the whalebones anyway. So you could just be on.
Yeah. I love it. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
I think that makes sense.
Okay. Assuming that you're not also going to Everland when this is over. Maybe you want to teleport there. Entirely up to you. But for now, to Riverton!
Yay, I can't wait. I'm
Alright.
so excited.
All right, cutting some shoe leather. You ride in Loudwater. You meet the nice. He's a. Wow, it's been a while since I've done this. Harper. He's a Harper. Yeah, of course he's a Harper. Yep. So you meet the Harper kid. I have no idea what his name is, but he's so glad to see you because you're super famous by now. And he says, "Hello. You guys make your way out." Ma'am, you're doing your
Platypus.
platypels.
Yep. Cloudbell chain.
Have you go right through the forest. There's a whole bunch of baddies in there, and they all totally avoid you because they're super scared of you. So it's it's good. And let me.
We're the folk band.
Because yeah, I mean you're the folk band, right? And I'm pretty sure I have the side quest ready to go. I think it's been ready to go for like a month.
I mean,
But I think the last time I looked at it, but anyway, all right. So, let's see. Okay, so you come out of. So you go to Loudwater, and then how far is it? 45 miles. I don't really want to do the math on that. I don't know how fast the platypels run, but let's say you clear southwood.
they go 10 miles an hour.
They go 10 miles an hour? Okay, so
Yeah, because they go, yeah.
okay, so it takes about 4.5 hours from Loudwater to Riverton. So 8 a.m. takes you a few minutes. We're gonna go for it's gonna be about 12. Let's say 1 o'clock. Right about 1 o'clock, you come out of the Southwood. And so as you come out of Southwood, what you see is there's kind of like rolling hills. It's a beautiful sunny day. Blah, blah, blah. Let me get my notes here. Okay, let's see. I think I have a little thing to read here. Do I? Is that right? Okay. You also have the quest in the quests as well. Okay. All right, fantastic. So, as you come out of Southwood, you can see that there's, this is also very close to the High Moor, a place that's just gigantic swamp, basically, right? And so as you come out of Southwood, it's really very picturesque. You can see that there's a river that flows from the right into what looks like kind of a big lake. And then on the other side of the lake and all around the lake are marshlands, and it's the High Moor. But as you kind of crest one of the hills on your platypels, you see below you, right in front of the lake, is a small village that you expect to be Riverton. And the area looks really inviting. The birds are chirping, the sun is shining, the wind is blowing. It all kind of collects into this just beautiful melody that soothes your spirit. It's just a beautiful place, right? The village it's kind of a small village. There's some farms surrounding it in the areas that are still not marshy, right? So like as any farther than Riverton, and the area is very marshy, but on this side of Riverton, it's still very, very fertile land because of how much water in the river and everything going through it. Farms surrounding, there's a couple of dozen houses and some buildings. The river runs along the western edge, and there's a small stream that looks like it fills almost like a little pond in the center of town. And so as you get closer, you really, you've all kind of been through some shit, right? And it's nice that as you get closer to the town here, you're really starting to feel like for you, Zwasos, like you can understand why someone would like retire here. Like this is a beautiful place. It really just kind of fills the spirit. Like this peacefulness just kind of washes over you. Like it's just beautiful. And as you get closer, you do see that the stream kind of breaks off from the river, and it does fill kind of a small pond in the center of the town, spilling into the river as it moves farther south. As you approach the town, you see that out of kind of a small alleyway, a dog kind of slinks out into the road, and before it catches you, like out of the corner of its eye. And his ears kind of lay flat for a moment and a growl starts in his throat. But then you see him kind of sniff the air a little bit. He seems to catch your scent, and then you see his body language kind of relax before it kind of continues its very careful pace, head, kind of looking back and forth before it darts into an alley across the street. And let me share with you the village of Riverton.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. I imagine what was it, not Peter, Paul, and Mary, but what's the do 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 do. I don't know. Peter and the Wolf, is that what it is?
Yeah, all I can think of when you do that is the Smurfs.
That's fair. It's still kind of a a Smurfy time. It's definitely definitely a good thing. So that's so that's that. And so you get a chance to kind of come into the town here, and yeah. Hang on, let me just... Wait, why is there a... There we go. Okay. All right. Yep, so you enter this town. So what you can see right away in the town here, so you enter from kind of the northern area. You can see that this little brook kind of comes in. As you walk in, one of the things you notice... you can see that there's kind of farmland all around there. It doesn't look very well tended. Like there's lots of crops, but some of them seem like they've been in the ground too long. Like maybe they should have been harvested a little while ago. You don't really see any farm hands in the fields, and the people are scarce. Like you're not really seeing like the hustle and bustle of what you would expect from a small village. Like you're not seeing a lot of...
Have we seen anyone?
Not really, no. At this point you haven't really seen anyone. Like I said, there's a good number of buildings. A lot of them look fine. Some of them look kind of run down, but there's not really many people. You can see there's kind of a big church that really kind of stands out. And there's the small pond here. From your vantage point prior, it seemed like maybe the center of town was here. Like it looks like maybe there's a big inn.
So
Yeah.
I mean, where are we? Where are we in the town physically right now?
So you came in from the north. So depending on and I would say as you got to about here is when you saw the dog kind of slink out, kind of catch
Okay.
you out of the corner of its eye and then smell you and move along.
I mean, Zwasos will
kind of a
yeah, something's up for sure. Zwasos will hit the skies and just kind of look around, see if he can find anybody or any sign of where people might be or something.
Sure. Yeah, so you fly up. You give kind of a look around. You can see that there's maybe maybe one person working in the field up here. Body language is kind of hunched over, doing their thing. Not necessarily spry, but doesn't seem like. I mean, they're out in the field, obviously. So.
So more than one.
One person. So there is one person in this field. I would say maybe you do see a person maybe walking from here into the inn. You see maybe a couple of people making their way around the town. Nobody seems to be skipping kind of the way what you're feeling, that kind of very peaceful, this is a wonderful place, doesn't seem to jive with the body language of the few people that you see.
And so also are we hearing anything? Do we hear market, people out in the market, calling
not.
apples, blah 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 blah, and shit like that?
No, you definitely don't hear any of that kind of hawking of wares of things like that. There's still
Exactly.
kind of the the sounds of the wind and the birds, and it kind of comes together in this cacophony almost, but nothing.
Yeah, but it's not. It doesn't sound like a civilized place where people have
that's
settled.
fair. It almost sounds more
Desolate.
wildlifey than human habitation. Maybe not human, but humanoid.
So Zwasos will come back down and say to the group that this something's up. What's up with this place? We should look around. Get to some place where we can ask some questions, find out what's going on, and we have to find Darren.
So one thing I will say is so not to get too meta, but roll with it. That's all I'm going to say is roll with it. So when you think about why you're here, you're obviously you're here for the Bloodwell Vial, and so you remember that it's definitely in an order. Like the order has a place where they keep this, and you're looking for you can look at your note again if you want. You can look at the quest, but you're looking for the Bloodwell Vial, and you remember that it's the order has a place that's along the river, and that's really what you're looking for.
I do. How do I know that? Doesn't matter. Don't care. Rolling with it. Okay. Well, my first instinct was to go to the inn, the only place where I saw a person who might be interested in talking to us. But if Zwasos has prior knowledge that along the river, which I assume you mean is here.
Yeah, that's the river. Yeah, I mean you can Zwasos has the note. He can look at the note again that very specifically says.
Yeah, but it only says that the guy has it. I have so far as I, Michael, the player, know. Zwasos has no idea. Zwasos has no reason to think that it's being held in some particular place, or if it's just this guy's got it and he's got it stashed away.
So Zwasos, Zwasos is feeling kind of I kind of forgot what I'm looking for here. So you pull your note out and you can see, they found the note. They found the item you needed. It's in an order collection house located in a large farmhouse on the river in the village called Riverton. It's on the edge of the High Moor. So you kind of know that you're looking for a house along the river, but yeah, you can ask anyone to see if they know about the order or anything like that.
Well, I don't think I'd be asking about the order. I might be asking about Darren Marquis.
Yeah,
but I guess I would suggest that we, the folk band, kind of make our way towards the river side of town, and if we spot somebody, ask. But other than that, just start looking around.
Yeah, so you're looking for a Bloodwell Vial, but you don't have a name.
It's in the note.
Yeah. I mean, you can read your note again.
Yeah, but his name's in the note.
I'm not sure what you're
I
talking
mean,
about.
it's in the note that I have.
Well, look at your note.
Oh, okay.
Zwasos remembers
But-
that there's a Bloodwell vial, and that the Order of the Gauntlet has it here. But the more he thinks about it, the more he doesn't remember there being any name associated with it.
Oh, well, that note is So I must have been having some kind of strange fever dream when
That's
I
weird.
read the note differently before. But now looking at it again, I see that, okay, well, we gotta go look. And, I mean, I haven't had much time with the Order, but I can imagine that I have some kind of base of understanding of how, like, a facility that's connected to the Order might be signified in some kind of way or
Yes.
something like that.
Well, yeah, and you have a signet ring, so you would look for that same type of,
Oh.
like...
Cool. Yeah. So
whatever
I'm
signet,
gonna.
yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't want to go, openly, saying, "Hey, where's the Gauntlet of the Order place?" to people.
That's fair.
So I'll make my way, and without a name to ask for, then I will make my way over there and look for my place.
Okay.
Do I find my place?
I mean, so you're looking around kind of the main town here. You can see that there's, kind of a big house kind of to the north. But there's a couple of people. You do kind of run into, and it looks like it's mostly humans here. You don't see any elves or anything, but of course you've only seen a couple of people so far. But all of them, when they see you, their face kind of lights up. And they'll
Because they know us.
Oh, welcome to Riverton.
Or do they? Or are we just weird people?
I mean, it's kind of an isolated town. Like, they may not have heard a whole lot.
Yeah, they may not have heard of the exploits of the folk band.
And you've only been famous for...
Nick's will start handing out
like a month
copies
or
of
so.
our comic book.
Exactly. So, and they do... There's this underlying kind of like... body language thing where the people, are very... welcome. Welcome to Riverton. What brings you here?
Can I do an insight check?
We don't see very... Sure. Yeah, we don't see very many new people.
Ma'am would also like to do an insight check.
Sure.
Or I guess Zwasos could just... I can only imagine that your modifier is higher than mine. Because my
I
wisdom's 0.
have advantage thanks to my new
Oh,
giant.
so never mind. So then we'll get 3 rolls to try and make something happen. Cool.
So the...
All right, that's not so bad.
Yeah, it's 20. So the person you meet is kind of a middle-aged woman, right? And she's coming out of one of these houses here because I think you headed over here. You were saying towards the bridge, and she kind of comes out of one of the houses and is a little surprised to see you. And she's got this big smile on her face, but her eyes are not smiling. Like there's no smile in her eyes, right? And she seems very nice. She's very pleasant. Oh, welcome to Riverton, but she almost seems like she's ready to cry. And obviously you have no idea why, but her voice and her words don't match kind of what you're seeing in her eyes. Well, welcome to Riverton. We don't get a whole lot of visitors, but it's wonderful to see you. Can I help? Are you here for something specific?
Does she seem to be like looking around as though she might be being watched by somebody?
No, she seems
Okay.
focused
Then
on you.
Zwasos will cast message
Okay.
on this woman, and wordlessly, silently say to her, "We're here to help if you are in any kind of trouble."
And you see, like, she's taken aback, right? Suddenly there's like words, appearing in her mind, and she does kind of like, but I think because you've spoken with her and she hears the same kind of voice, I guess, in her head, she knows it's coming from you, and so she looks kind of confused for a second, and she smiles and everything's fine, everything's good here, thank you. Is there a problem? Is there? And now she's looking around. Now she's like, well, is there? And she kind of like leans in a little conspiratorially, like, should I be worried?
But just making sure. There seems to be some. This isn't what I would expect from a settled township, and you seemed a little uneasy. Maybe it was just because we're strangers, but I wanted to make sure that you were okay.
That's so kind of you. Yes, no, I'm good. Maybe just a little surprised. Like I said, we don't get many visitors. You're welcome here. It's wonderful to have visitors. I'm a seamstress myself. If you need any, sewing done, I can certainly help. If there's nothing else, I'm headed to the inn. I just want to go and say hello to the others.
Zwasos will reach into his pack and pull out a silver piece and ask her to enjoy a particularly satisfying meal for her trouble.
And she smiles very, very broadly. Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you. They do serve wonderful food there. If you're hungry, I would. It's really the only place in town for guests. But yes, thank you. The jumping mackerel is what it's called. It's where I'm headed myself.
Did you get that from a generator?
No, it's on the map itself.
Oh my god, that's amazing. So, Nick, you mentioned this building up to the north. Does my understanding of kind of how the gauntlet or how the order kind of comports itself, does it give me the impression that they would want their place to be set aside from everything else or in the mix? Like, do I have any kind of knowledge as to where it would be a good place to start?
Not necessarily. What most of the factions are very secretive, right? Except the Order of the Gauntlet. The Order of the Gauntlet is very, they're very above board. They're very, military.
Yes, evil actions, not evil thoughts.
Correct, right? So they don't, they're not secretive.
They don't have anything to hide.
They really don't. But,
cool.
From what you recall, for the Order to have a like a repository for items or whatever, you wouldn't expect it to be like a rundown building, right? You might think that the Order is pretty powerful and they're pretty well spread. Like, they would probably have a nice building.
Cool. Then I guess I'll maybe swoop up a little bit and get a look at this building up to the north and this group of buildings down here and see if either of them jumps out as any place to start. Or we could just cut shoe leather and I could just say, I look around until I find a building with a signal on it.
You can fly around if you want. What is everyone else doing while you're kind of flying around?
As far as what Ma'am wants to do, she's here to support and help Zwasos. She's curious about what's going on, but feels like probably by going with Zwasos, she'll continue to get a better idea of what's going on. So I don't know if it makes sense to split up. Usually not a good idea.
Right.
No, I wasn't suggesting splitting up. I just was saying saying
yeah. Go ahead.
I don't want to take up too much of the whole group's time with my side quest. So that's why I suggested maybe we just.
Then we're going to wait until you find the building, and then you'll message me through the stone, and then we'll meet you there.
Okay.
So are the rest of you just gonna kind of hang out in the road while Zwasos flies around?
I
might suggest that they
a cafe or something.
Okay.
Well,
I might suggest they make their. I can't imagine it's gonna take me too long to look around and find something. I might suggest they make their way this way at least, while I am kind of doing my little circle, and then I can't imagine it's gonna take too much longer than a minute for me to either see something that jumps out or not. And then if I don't see anything that jumps out, I'll land with them and we'll kind of walk around together and look.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about inspecting each one of these houses for an insignia, that's gonna take hours to look at every single
No,
house.
yeah, like I said, I was just looking for something that like jumps out. Like, is one of the building particularly nicer than the others? So on and so forth.
Well, like I said, some of them are kind of run down. I mean, like this is a nice farmhouse. This is a nice big house by the river. This is kind of a nice place. The inn itself is kind of a nice and right on the water. This place looks like it might be like a merchant's shop. And as you're flying over, you see there's like anvils here. A couple of these houses are fairly nicely put together.
Well, given the given all the information I have, and the fact that it is lunchtime, Zwasos might say, okay, well, I didn't see anything to, in my quick look, so let's head to the inn. And so it sounds to me like I was maybe a little, like their repository, like the fact that they have a repository wouldn't be something they'd want to broadcast, but
right, exactly.
I can, but I could ask around about, business for the order that anybody's aware of and shit like that.
Sure, yeah.
Like any kind of, So then then let's go to the inn where people might be to ask and maybe see if we can't get an idea of why this town is so creepy, because obviously there's something. Not to metagame, but
right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you go ahead and you're gonna head to the jumping mackerel. You run into maybe a couple more or people on the way. I would say. One of them was going into this place here that looks like it might be a shop. And as you go by...
I was going to say that on the way by, I would kind of like look, because a place to maybe keep a repository of items might be in a building that's meant to house items in like a special room or something. So see if there's anything there.
Yeah. And so on your way to the jumping mackerel, you do pass this building. You can see that there's a big sign out front that says the Brick and Barrel. Right, and it looks like maybe it's like a store, like a general store maybe. And you do see a couple of people go in. You see one person coming out. They've got like a sack with looks like a couple of like I don't know like
animal feed.
Grain and maybe bread and maybe some soap or something like that. And each person as they see you, you're not inconspicuous, right? Like this is the folk band is a bunch of animal folk in the middle of a town that's mostly human, right? So you get a couple of looks, but every person is very pleasant as you see them. They wave, they say hello. Same kind of body language. But yeah, do you want to go into the Brick and Barrel?
I don't see anything. I don't see any kind of insignia or anything like that anywhere.
No.
I might step in and see if there's like an attendant or like a shopkeeper there, and see if he's got a ring on him or something.
Sure. Okay.
Or if there's like a.
Yeah, definitely. So you go into the Brick and Barrel there, and you can see that it's definitely like a general store. Right, like a number of the shelves are kind of empty, but then a number of the shelves do have foodstuffs. There's like I said, there's like soap and oil and things like that. He's writing down in something. He looks up and kind of starts. Hello, welcome to the Brick and Barrel. You must be new to Riverton. Haven't seen you around before. Name's Bricker. Nice to meet you.
Bricker. Zwasos, without a name of a person that he's looking for, Zwasos just kind of like conspicuously runs his hand over his beak as if to make his signet ring visible.
He doesn't...
And just says, we're just trying to get a lay of the land.
Sure, yeah. Welcome to Riverton. We're, a bit of a small town, but yeah, lots of good people here. Hopefully you're not here to cause trouble.
Does he seem troubled the same way as the woman we met in the road?
Not so much. He actually seems like he's kind of okay. Like he doesn't have that about to cry look about him. You know what I mean? He seems, he seems all right.
And he didn't react to my ring at all.
Not at all. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
perhaps we'll stop by again later for some supplies. We're gonna head to the inn and get some lunch.
Sure, sure. You're welcome to any supplies. He kind of looks around, and you can see a number of his shelves are pretty bare. He says, I apologize for not having many supplies here, but for a farming community, unfortunately, it's been a while since we've had some real farming families around. I built the place here 10 years ago, and I've been here. The town's had its up and downs, but lately, just people just don't seem to want to. More people move away than settle here. So I apologize for the shelves being empty, but if there's something you're looking for, maybe I can dig it up for you.
Is that the reason for the fields seeming as though they're not tended as well as they could be?
Yeah, it's strange. The few farming families we have, they always seem to plant way more food than they can even harvest, and a lot of it just kind of rots in the fields. It's a shame.
Well, that is a shame.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time, good sir.
Sure.
See you again.
I hope
and
so.
We'll friggin', All right. So I guess we'll go into the inn, and Zwasos would try and get a read, because if this woman was disheveled, because at this point, Zwasos was wondering if maybe this woman, just got some bad news or something, and that's why she seemed off.
Sure.
Because she's the only person that we've gotten that kind of thing from.
Sure.
And
the only other person you've really had a chance to speak with. Yeah.
But Zwasos is still very interested, and is gonna definitely be kind of trying to be as aware as possible of the people and how they're reacting.
Okay. Yeah, so as soon as you go into the jumping mackerel, there are a few people here already. You see the woman that you met earlier. She's already sitting at a table. There is a young girl, can't be older than maybe 15, 16, who seems to be, taking her order. And they all look up as you enter. The young girl kind of gives you a smile. I'll be right with you. Sit anywhere you like. And then you can see there's kind of like a bar, and then there's also kind of like a I don't know, almost like a greeting table. And there's a woman sitting at the table. Oh, hello, hi there. Name's Marna. Are you must be new here? Are you looking for a room for the night?
Possibly.
Okay.
Right now we're just looking for some food and wondering about the local flavor and anything interesting in the town to talk about.
Well,
we're a curious bunch.
It's a nice little town. We don't get a whole lot of visitors, so it's wonderful to meet you. My husband Torin over there, he can get you any food or drink that you like. We've been running the mackerel here for some time. About 15 years we've been here. Wonderful town. It's just so nice to be here. He'll get you any food and drink, and we'll have Hanny there. Take your order if you'd like to have a seat. Nothing spectacular, I guess, about the town. Although we've got great fishing, and the lands here are so fertile, with the high moor, and because of the river, we tend to not get any of the monsters from the high moor. They don't like to cross the running river, but every once in a while, some might come over the bridge. But for the most part, it's very peaceful here, and it's nice to see new friends, new faces anyway. Hopefully, you become friends.
Yes. That, we're always happy to make new friends.
Wonderful.
Does she
fit in well.
Does she seem also kind of distressed?
She seems okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And everybody else seems chill?
There's chatting. There's the woman you ran into earlier. She's sitting at one of the tables. She's her shoulders are a little slumped, but she's smiling, and, she waves at you as you come in. Oh, good to see you. I recommend the fish. Torin is such a wonderful cook, and the fish are fresh caught every day. If you're hungry, I recommend the mackerel.
Oof.
Is the host or the server, whoever was Arnie? Hanny. Is she still there?
She went back to the kitchen, but she's coming. She'll come out here in just a second. Are you taking do you want to sit at a table? Do you want to? You stopped in to have something to eat?
Yeah, I imagine we'd sit at a table and Like,
Ma'am could eat.
yeah, and I mean, so at this point, I, the player, am kind of stumped and don't know what to do now. So, Zwasos, kind of being in the same place, might, cast a message, like with his hands under the table as to not draw attention, or use the sending stone to kind of like be like, what do you guys think? Because I don't know what to do now. I mean, aside from just walking around and inspecting every building and looking for my signet, I don't know what else to do.
I think we just gotta keep asking question.
Yeah. So, about a minute or two after you all sit down, Hanny comes over. Spry young girl. She comes over. Oh, hello. Welcome to Riverton. It's wonderful to see you. We don't get a lot of visitors here. Can I get you something? Are you looking for a drink, or just you want the fish bowl for the day? It's fresh caught.
What's up with her now?
She kind of seems like the first woman as well. Like she's, she just, again, she seems like she could just break out into tears at any moment, but is acting very happy. And
Can I do another insight check,
Sure.
please, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm. Does anybody else want to try? Because, I mean, I did all right.
yeah, it's not bad. Ma'am, do you want to
Sure.
insight as well?
I mean, yeah, ma'am gets advantage, and I imagine Eliza's modifier is better than mine.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, you both kind of see that her eyes are a little red, like she's maybe been crying, but her demeanor totally does not reflect that. She seems nice and she's very welcoming.
But there's been a shift in her since we first got there to when she came back from the kitchen.
I wouldn't say so. No, you weren't close enough to maybe see one way or the other when you first walked in. But she
because she was across the room and told us to find a table.
Yep. And now that you're
All
closer
right.
to her, you can kind of see the red around her eyes, and
I mean, Zwasos will just openly ask, "You seem upset. Is everything okay? You look like you've been crying."
And she kind of starts for a second, and she kind of like she looks a little bit confused for a second, and kind of feels at her eyes a little bit, and she sniffles a little bit, but no, everything's good. I mean, as good as it can be.
What do you mean? What's keeping things from being better than they can be?
Well, I don't really have any family here. I've kind of I have my own place here, and I've lived here as long as I can remember. But I am an orphan, so it's tough. But Torin and Marna really act as parents as well. And I'm sorry, not really conversation for new friends. Everything's good. I mean, this is a nice town. It's nice here. I like it.
It's just like this is like Hot Fuzz, isn't it?
Hot Fuzz.
Am I the only one who's seen Hot Fuzz?
I think it's a movie, but I don't think.
Yeah, it's a movie. Okay, then never mind.
I've seen it, but not in a while.
Yeah, the basic premise is that like this group of people in the town force people to act like the town's the perfect town because they want to win some best town competition.
Just,
and
funny
anybody who
farm
fucks up the best town thing, like anybody who fucks up their image gets fucking killed and put in the sewer.
Shit.
Marna, is she the same one who said she had been here for 15 years?
That was Marna, the innkeeper.
Oh, okay. You say you've been here your whole life.
Yeah. I was born here. I mean, I don't remember it, but everyone says I was born here.
And you like it here? Seems like a nice place.
I do. The people are really nice, and it's it's peaceful. I'm sure there are much worse places in the world to live. It's the food is easy to get, and the town is full of good people.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Who's in charge around here?
Well, we don't really have a mayor. It's not really that type of town. People just kind of settle here, and then we all kind of work towards a common goal, if you will. The Marna and Torin run the mackerel here, and they've always treated me well. They make enough to keep myself pretty well fed and with stuff, and we used to have a forge, but unfortunately, since old Rock Crusher passed away a few years ago, really nothing since. But there's plenty of food, and the people are nice, and there's no real danger because, as Marna said, the monsters don't really come across the running water. So.
Yeah.
monsters?
Oh, from the High Moor. People talk about monsters in the High Moor. I haven't seen any. Every once in a while, adventurers come through, hunting, I guess, trolls. But, they head off, and sometimes they come back, sometimes they don't.
That is something that happens to adventurers sometimes.
Indeed. Tragic, really.
Yeah.
Truly.
Well, there are a lot of other people your age around here. I haven't seen many young.
No, not a lot of young folk. There's some children. They mostly spend their time in the church. We used to, some time ago, there was a pastor that came in and built the church, but he hasn't been here for a long time, so mostly we just use it for the children in school time.
We heard from I don't remember the shopkeeper's name. He gave it, right?
Yeah, Bricker.
We heard from Bricker that a lot of families have been leaving. Can you think of why?
I don't know about a lot of families leaving. I think, more people, I guess, leave than come to live. Just leading to, rather than, getting a bigger population, just seems to dwindle over the years.
How long has that been going on? Your population kind of gradually falling?
I don't know, maybe over the last 5 to 6 years, something like that. It's a nice town, but if nobody's heard of it, nobody comes to visit. And we used to have people who come here just to live in a wonderful place, but it's been a long time since we've had anyone, move here.
When was the last time someone new came around?
Other than yourselves? I don't know, maybe a few years. Bricker himself is a transplant. He arrived here maybe 4 years ago, built his store and really started people used to just sell their wares individually, and he kind of brought everything together. It's nice. And sometimes he'll head out to one of the bigger towns and bring back supplies that we can't grow here ourselves. So he'll leave for a little while and come back.
And anyone else you can remember coming and moving in more recently?
No, I think Bricker was the last person to really move here and live here. Well, we've had visitors, but nobody that's made a home here. But let me get those drinks and fish porridge for everyone. Is that?
That's what. Did we get the lady's name?
Marna, or the other woman?
The woman who recommended the fish.
Oh, I don't think you got her name. No.
I don't think we did. Oh, that's what the lady suggested. So yes.
Okay. It really is special with the fresh fish, and Torin really is an excellent cook. I think you'll like it very much.
Wonderful, thanks.
Great. And she heads back off to the kitchen. Yeah, go ahead.
Zwasos, what? Your letter said there was a storehouse then?
Like a compound or something they called it. Here, let me look at it again. It says here, we found the item you needed. It's in an order collection located in a large farmhouse on the river in a village called Riverton, on the edge of the high moor just south of Zelbras and Loudwater. And so,
my bad.
Zwasos and Michael the player are both face palming a little bit for not just going to the big farmhouse up north and checking that place out. So we'll eat our food and head that way. Shoe leather cut.
Okay, very good. Yep. And the fish porridge is amazing. Like the spices are just, and
delicious.
Torin is beaming when he sees, that you enjoy it. And the
basically licking the bowl clean, just
yeah, just delicious. One of the best meals you've had in quite a while. Just clearly he would be famous for this if he could send it outside of the town. All right. So you take probably about a half an hour or so to eat your meal. I would say that it's probably you arrived around 1 o'clock. I'd say it's about 2. You had a chance to kind of look around and talk to people, and they're all very smiley and wave. And as you head on out, I assume all of you are headed to the farmhouse. No reason
I can't think of a reason why we'd want to split up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll go. It is almost 2:30, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, it is. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's a good place to call it. You'll head to the farmhouse, and we'll pick up there next time. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
I would say that's
no,
good.
it doesn't sound good to me. I want to keep going for another 4 hours, please.
I know. I kind of do too, but.
I know that I won't be available for at least 2 sessions.
Oh no!
Sorry.
Oh,
That's
no.
okay. That's all right.
Well, I won't be available next week either, and then I think the following week is Father's Day.
Oh, that's a good point. Oh,
yeah.
Actually, next Sunday is June 2nd. I won't be available either, so definitely no session next week. We're probably doing the Father's Day celebration next week, so I could be available Father's Day, but obviously I imagine people have plans. So
I think Father's Day is 3 weeks from now.
Oh, the 16th?
Wednesday is the 16th.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, so there might be a week in there. It sounds like...
My league finals is on that day.
You what?
The league that I run, that's our final game of the season.
Oh,
Our championship.
Nice.
Yeah, unfortunately, my team sucked. We actually didn't even win a single game all season.
Oh,
so.
dude. That's
We went 0-9. Yeah.
Oh, dude. That's
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, that's rough. That hurts. Well, that's too bad. Okay. Well, I just want to quickly say that I am excited you're finally on this side quest. I have been excited for this one for quite a while. And the weirdness that you're experiencing is absolutely on purpose. So I hope everyone has as much fun with this as I've had thinking about it, and I hope it goes well, because This should
I
be
can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah. I
Speaking
can't
of
wait to learn
that-
more.
Nick, when we're all done, can I hang out with you for a second after?
Yes.
Speaking of weirdness,
Love it.
Oh, this should be fun.
All right. Have
All right.
a great
All right.
rest
Thanks,
of your day,
everybody.
guys.
All right.
Bye.
See y'all
Bye.
next
Bye,
time.
guys.